Bang bang, Hefe gang. Y'all know what it is, man. Another day, another motherfucking reaction over here in Hefe land, man. Back fucking with your boy. We back in this bitch like we forgot something in this motherfucker, man. Uh, fucking with Simple City verse 37th battle for the capital. I'm thinking this is going down in DC, Maryland, Baltimore, somewhere around there. Somewhere in the DMV area. To be exact. But I don't know too much about it. But I know it'll go down in every city. So I'm just after the Pooh Shiesty shit. I'm just expecting, the boy right here doing slow homework. So let's get to it, man.
Besides the music, you're getting a lot of attention on the internet. I did my research on you. It's another guy, No Savage. He lit just like you. People making it seem like it's an issue though. Is it being hyped up or is everything cool?
Man, they dragging that shit. It ain't nothing.
It ain't really nothing.
It ain't nothing. You know what it is for real. That's it. Them niggas.
Tonight, a motorist pulled up to this intersection, yelled to me, "Has the killer been caught?" I told him no, and it shows you the level of concern here in Shaw caused by last night's shooting right here on the sidewalk behind me.
Alright, what's up everybody? We gotta talk about the DC drill scene that's been heating up. Most of the attention's been on Brooklyn drill and before that Chicago, but with DC rappers like No Savage and Walk Down Will getting millions of views consistently, people are starting to tune in. Washington DC is the capital of the US, but it often goes under the radar since it's a small city in the DMV tri-state area. This is the story of
what this good that's saying DMV. Nigga, I know my street shit for sure. I know where some niggas gonna be getting down at. In DC, yes, they do.
Neighborhoods that are 5 minutes from each other, 37th and Simple City, and they do not get along. Both of them are in the southeast DC, and the tension is so bad that kids from both neighborhoods cannot be put in the same school. In 2019, the music escalated tensions. The rapper No Savage from 37th was heavily dissing his ops at a Simple City. At the same time, No Savage was putting on this other rapper from his area named Act the Clicker, who was going viral, getting hundreds of thousands of views because his content was only focused on disrespecting the dead folks of Simple City and dropping direct disses toward.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. The drill scene is fucking. What drill music mean? It mean disrespect. That's what drill mean. It mean disrespect. It mean disrespectful music. That's what drill mean. I know people be like, "Oh, I mean kill him." No, it means disrespectful fucking music. That's what drill. That's the definition of drill. The new definition of drill is disrespectful fucking the most disrespectful. Like not the baby disrespect. The ultimate disrespectful music, bruh.
Towards the rival rapper Walk Down Will. And at the start of the new year last year, Actor Clicker was found dead outside the train station near Howard University after a drive-by in a white SUV that was caught on camera. The police say Actor Clicker was lured to the train station by a girl through DMs on Instagram. But the story gets more complicated. A couple months later, the police would arrest Walk Down Will.
Man, listen. First of all, Instagram, no. DMing bitches. No. Bitches DMing you, trying to meet up with you. No. Going by yourself to meet a bitch for the first time ever. No. What the fuck? Niggas be thinking with they dicks and not with they heads. And niggas be ending up dead. Straight up, man. We gotta do better as people, bro. Cause man, if it's that easy for a nigga to just send a bitch at you, man, that shit way old, nigga. If niggas ain't caught on to bitches being set up bitches by it, you don't need to be in the streets for real.
Rapper Walk Down Will. And at the start of the new year last year, Actor Clicker was found dead outside the train station near Howard University after a drive-by in a white SUV that was caught on camera. The police say actor Clicker was lured to the train station by a girl through DMs on Instagram. But the story gets more complicated. A couple months later, the police would arrest Walk Down Will, the rival rapper, as the main murder suspect, claiming he was the one who hacked into the girl's Instagram and set the whole thing up. 3 members of Walk Down's crew were arrested as well. But the case has more holes than a dartboard. A lot of folks close to the situation don't believe Walk Down did it. And since actor Clicker's death, there's been shootings every week. 37th retaliating with drive-bys, and a Simple City kid who's just 16 years old was arrested for 4 murders and 7 attempts just months.
Woo! Talk about a nigga getting busy at a young age. 4 bodies and how many attempts?
The whole thing up. 3 members of Walk Down's crew were arrested as well. But the case has more holes than a dartboard. A lot of folks close to the situation don't believe Walk Down did it. And since actor Clicker's death, there's been shootings every week. 37th retaliating with drive-bys, and a Simple City kid who's just 16 years old was arrested for 4 murders and 7 attempts just months after actor Clicker was killed. Now, we're gonna get into all this, but first, we're blessed for the song.
4 bodies, 7 attempts. Nigga, I'm not gonna lie. Somebody getting bit busy. I'm talking about bit busy.
And he was coming back to life. The ghost ride that hurt COVID in my lungs. That shit affected.
Lawsuits from both sides. That's where they go to make laws and budgets, supposedly to help people. Yet somehow in their own backyard. Alright, this is the city of politicians. Washington, D.C.'s got all the suits from both sides. That's where they go to make laws and budgets, supposedly to help people. Yet somehow in their own backyard, D.C. is number 6 in youth incarceration and number 2 in youth homelessness. They're always in the top 10 homicide rates in the country, despite being a small city of just 700,000 people. And since it's the federal capital, Washington is not considered a state. So residents...
Hold on. What they crime rate like?
Backyard, DC is number 6 in youth incarceration and number 2 in youth homelessness. They're always in the top 10 homicide rates in the country, despite being a small city of just 700,000 people. And since it's the federal capital, Washington is not considered a state. So residents don't got voting representation in Congress or in the Senate. Historically, DC's always been the pulse of the DMV area. It's got all the clubs, the malls, the sports teams, the birthplace of go-go music, which inspired artists like Wale and others. But in the late 2000s, early 2010s, go-go concerts were being shut down all over the city. The government viewed these parties and bands as inciters of violence, forcing clubs to shut down. A lot of the pioneers got locked up, silencing the scene. During that time though, the kids were on a different regime, instilling this regional drill sound that was going viral in the DMV area.
Fuck the system, we break every law in this bitch. I walk on my stick, don't ask me am I tight. In this bit hit the left, quarter off at the light. DMX off the perk, he try to spin every night.
That's Walk Down Will, considered to be one of the young pioneers of DC drill. And in
Walk Down Will, I like his music for sure.
order to understand this story, we're going to his neighborhood of Simple City in Southeast DC. Simple City's been in a brutal war with 37th, the neighborhood that's 5 minutes over from them, for many decades, passed down from generation. And speaking to the people from there,
ain't that how it always goes? Your arch rival, your arch enemy be like across the street, like, God damn, we frontlining every day. We accidentally frontlining because we so close.
nobody actually knows what started it. In DC, they don't color bang, it's no gangs really, just neighborhoods. Around 2014, 37th had people like Shy Glizzy with his record Awesome that was scorching hot all over the country. And then again in 2017, Shy Glizzy had the Grammy-nominated track Crew with Goldlink. Being that he was one of the few rappers out of DC to have a Billboard Hot 100 hit, Glizzy basically gave bragging rights to 37th, which is his home. But internal beef was brewing. Glizzy was having tensions with younger casts from his area, like No Savage and Young Jose, who thought that Shy wasn't doing enough for them or for 37th.
Say Glizzy can't come to the hood. Hey, who run 37? Okay.
Now you travel just 5 minutes over to Simple City. Around that time, 2016, 2017, they weren't doing too much musically. Although Simple City is home to...
Hold on, so Shy Glizzy, he from 37. So when he was in the hood and the little dude flipped him off, was he mad that he was home? Or what?
Wasn't doing enough for them or for 37th.
Say Glizzy can't come to the hood. Hey, who run 37? Okay.
Now you travel just 5 minutes over to Simple City. Around that time, 2016, 2017, they weren't doing too much musically, although Simple City is home to legends like Marvin Gaye. But one headline you'll probably remember revolves around the name OG Man Man.
New details about the Hampton University student who fell to his death early this morning.
Investigators still piecing together what happened in Richmond. Here's Marissa Jasic.
Affiliated with Simple and hung around Simple City for protection, OG Man Man was a rapper who touched at least 1 million views in 2016 after filming this wild music video at the gravesite of his ops, violating the gravesite, pouring alcohol all over. People like DJ Academics covered it. I remember Blackie Speaks made a video. This was all over the news. Well, OG Man Man ended up getting backdoored, murdered at a cookout in his home territory, basically. Even the Simple City folks who protected him weren't feeling what he was doing, said it was too extra. Regardless, the 37th and Simple City war raged on all throughout 2017, 2018.
Yeah, ain't gonna lie to you, man. We become a threat to your people. To like when you start becoming like you start doing too much. Yeah, people feel like you're a threat. Yeah, you get backdoored and took out by your own people. Finessely.
Territory, basically. Even the Simple City folks who protected him weren't feeling what he was doing, said it was too extra. Regardless, the 37th and Simple City war raged on all throughout 2017, 2018. Then No Savage emerged.
Rap niggas, that's why y'all don't get nowhere. Mari, that's why you ain't got no deals. That's why you ain't got nothing. You don't get nowhere off rapping because you niggas bitches.
This super energetic rapper from 37th who had the youth on lock. And after initial tension with elders like Shy Glizzy were swept under the rug, No Savage had a direct path towards being DC's hottest rapper. But the street shit was making its way into songs. Even before his rival Walk Down Will started rapping, No Savage had this song called Shots for Everybody, dissing Simple City in July of 2019.
We all the traffic searching for the ops. Nigga, don't tell about the drop.
Simple City was quick to respond over the same beat weeks later, flipping the title.
That sounded hard. I ain't gonna lie to you. I never heard that.
To Everybody Gets Shot. But Simple City didn't have a clear opposition in the booth to represent them on records and go against No Savage. That's when Walk Down Will emerged as Simple City's challenge to No Savage, dropping his first song in September of 2019 called Backdoor Locked.
Though she tried to give me some head, she tried to backdoor me, now her nigga dead. See the blue and red lights, had to break from the feds. I've been in the streets, I can never be.
Now he's just 19 years old, but Walk Down is widely regarded as the hottest new commodity out of DC, getting label meetings with Capitol Records, Alamo, and many others showing interest. Walk Down moved to Simple City from 501 at a young age after they tore down his housing complex. He was booked for robbery as a juvenile, but never completed probation. Police have been targeting Walk Down since the beginning, banning him from doing shows.
Did that nigga never complete probation and then just became an adult, so it didn't follow over, or the nigga still on probation for that shit as a juvenile?
With Rod Wave and The Baby, labeling him a threat to the community. Of course, Walk Down's got a tough drill sound, but unlike a lot of his ops from 37th, Walk Down was not focused on direct disses. He was more about making good music. The same cannot be said for his main op, No Savage. No Savage even has a song on his 2020 mixtape called Fuck Simp, basically dissing the whole area, and that track has since been removed and is nowhere to be found on streaming services. All this set up for a brutal winter in 2019, when No Savage was promoting a rapper from 37th named Act the Clicker, who released 2 songs in November and December that would take the war to a new level. His song Straight Facts went viral around the DMV area at almost 500,000 views. In it, Act talks about smoking on Walk Down's dead homies. He goes on to say, "How's your name Walk Down but you run?" Clearly taunting Walk Down and even questioning which area he's from. This gave Act the Clicker a lot of clout locally, but it also made him a prime target in the beef. And 2 days after releasing Straight Facts in December of 2019, one of Walk Down's homies found Act the Clicker on the train by himself. Now, nobody got hurt, but it could have went way left. Actor Clicker himself said he wasn't strapped, which led his ops to taunt him, saying he must have been capping in his raps all along, joking that there must have been a curfew on guns if he didn't have it with him on the train. Several days later, Lockdown, who up until then was focused only on making good music and not dissing, decided to respond to the recent slew of disses coming from 37th by dropping his own song titled Directed to the Ops.
Yeah, and I'm thugging for real. Yeah, niggas be capping, they put up my name in they songs. I don't know why these niggas can guess. He talking to bitches, so we got the drop on his house. We gon' pop up and he come up.
Christmas would go by, and the tension was reaching
I like that flow. I like that choppy flow. You know what I mean? How they be going off though, don't they?
Dangerous heights, with shootings happening every week. A few days into the new year 2020, Actor Clicker was DMing a girl. She told him to pick her up at the Shaw train station around 11:30 at night. Actor Clicker went uptown with one other person to Northwest DC near Howard University to meet this girl at Shaw train station. She told him she was outside, but when Actor Clicker arrived, they couldn't see her. So the friend went looking down the tunnel inside the station, and Actor Clicker waited outside. After a couple minutes, the friend returned from the tunnel and found Actor Clicker laying dead on the ground, shot in the head. The girl was nowhere to be found. On CCTV footage, you see a white SUV pull up quickly and begin firing, but nobody gets out the car and they speed off without any trace of who did it. Police and paramedics show up to the scene, and Actor Clicker was taken to the hospital where he later...
Damn, that's fucked up. That's just like a straight mob hit. Damn.
Down the tunnel inside the station, and Actor Clicker waited outside. After a couple minutes, the friend returned from the tunnel and found Actor Clicker laying dead on the ground, shot in the head. The girl was nowhere to be found. On CCTV footage, you see a white SUV pull up quickly and begin firing, but nobody gets out the car and they speed off without any trace of who did it. Police and paramedics show up to the scene, and Actor Clicker was taken to the hospital where he later died from his wounds. He was only 18. Now, a couple months would go by, and the police knew Actor Clicker's death was a targeted shooting, but they need proof. At the crime scene, they went through Actor Clicker's phone to find out why he was there and discovered those DMs with the girl. Somehow, those text combos were enough for DC police to put out an arrest warrant for Walkdown Will in March of 2020. Only evidence they got, allegedly Walkdown did have access to the girl's Instagram account. But the problem is Walkdown is one of many people who had access to this girl's IG account. Later that month, the police were desperately looking for Walkdown, who, as it turns out, had just flown down to Cali, where he posted these pics to IG.
Damn, that's crazy. I mean, that's how I go though. I be a little bitch in the hood. Everybody got that motherfucking passcode. Oh well, y'all fucking that bitch. So everybody got a passcode, or that's what we gonna say anyways.
Led investigators to geolocate him via surveillance footage and the IG pictures, but when they arrived to the neighborhood in Cali where he took the photos, they couldn't locate him, and later found out he was back in DC shooting visuals for the music video Warning, which is why the intro...
This nigga playing tag with they ass. Nigga, I'm over here. Nah, I'm back over here.
He was back in DC shooting visuals for the music video Warning, which is why the intro is literally the police pulling up to the spot and arresting Walkdown right then and there. And he's been locked up ever since. In DC, they do not do bond. And because he never completed his probation as a minor, Walkdown will stay in prison until his trial ends, which, knowing how the system works, could take another year to even start the trial. But the case against Walkdown remains weak. The police have been unable to ID a suspect from the security footage at the train station the night of the murder. Even so, Walkdown has an alibi. Turns out he was shot the same night that Actor Clicker was killed. And it wasn't from gunfire between him and Actor Clicker was unarmed the night he died. Now the prosecutors waved that off. They claim Walkdown shot himself in the right hand to create an alibi, which sounds ridiculous. Nevertheless, the prosecutors charged him, and they now have 9 months to indict him, so sometime in February will be the next update. But right now, Walkdown is in good spirits and convinced he'll be home soon. That's it for this video. Let me know if there's something you want me to cover in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one.
Yeah, who? Gang, who do we want him to cover, man? It's a whole bunch of people that I would like you to cover, actually. But I'll be in the inbox about that a little later on. Now one I ain't heard nothing like new from this dude. I was like, did he die or something? But okay, he in jail and he never okay. So boom, that's what it is. All right, I know what it is. Miss your boy Hefe 100, man. We here all motherfucking week.